Goodwill. What a wonderful place to shop for old retro stuff. Ooh, an old CRT monitor. I didn't even know they took these as donations anymore. How much? $189.
We are going back to Goodwill. Goodwill prices in 2025 are off the charts. Horrible. What is going on? These are free donations. Why are they charging 3 to 4 times, sometimes even the sticker price that's on there from the store that sold it originally? What is going on? This is actually something that you will see often if you actually go to Goodwill's. And I go to Goodwill's quite a lot. I like vintage clothing. I like vintage toys and old video games, as you probably can tell just based on the crap you see in the back, including older sweaters as well like this. So I do like to thrift, but it is becoming increasingly more difficult to find good deals at Goodwill. And that used to be a secret that a lot of people had. They'd find something good at like a thrift store, and now it's getting harder and harder to find anything that you can honestly say you got for a decent value anymore at Goodwill. But let's talk about it in today's video and share a crazy amount of videos showing how bad Goodwill prices are nowadays.
Once again, Goodwill is tripping, y'all. Look at this. Look how much it costs at Starbucks. Look how much it costs at Goodwill. Seriously?
They're selling it for the exact same price that Starbucks would be selling it for. Why not? I mean, you gave them the price. They didn't even have to look at it online on eBay to see what they could price it for.
So I just came back from Goodwill, and you know what is a great recession indicator? Like that, it was packed. I mean, it was like, I never seen so many people there. And I know it's the fun, trendy thing and whatnot to go thrifting, but I feel like people are finally catching on, like, these tariffs and this inflation ain't gonna go away. I thought it was just such a wild thing. I was like, goddamn, okay.
Oh, I definitely agree. Here in Canada, especially in the city I'm in Calgary, the unemployment is very high, and every time I go to a thrift store, it is packed. Doesn't matter what time of the day, doesn't matter what day, it's absolutely packed.
I think Goodwill is going to get crazy. Look at these prices. For this is stupid vacuum. $35, but I used one, like 10 years old, very dirty. Go to a liquidation store, you can get it for $10. Look at this. $49.99 for what? What's going on here? What's wrong with you, Goodwill? This number is really crazy. This is used the store. Supposed to be for poor people who can afford things. Can't believe this.
Well, now it's not just for poor people, right? Poor people can barely afford Goodwill now. Now it's for people who are trendy or looking to resell the items they find at thrift stores.
Goodwill has lost its damn mind. I have heard the most disturbing thing. I was trying these on in the dressing room, and I overhear one of the employees saying, I don't want so-and-so touching the boutique section anymore because she's only been marking things that should be way higher as super low. Like, she marked an Athleta tank for $15, and that's way too low. What do you mean that's way too low? This guy's like, those should be at least $30. And lo and behold, I walk out of the dressing room and I see this Athleta tank on the rack for $29.99. That is absolutely absurd, because I looked it up on the website. I said, Athleta tanks are barely brand new, barely more than that. So I looked it up, and yeah, for sure, they range from $35 to $49. Like, why are you putting a used tank top that you got for free as $30? That's insane. Insane to me. And I get it. You need to make money. But that's just like so unethical in my opinion. It's like literally disgusting. And he was sitting here complaining about how she is not marking things high enough. And in my mind, I'm like, actually put her solely on the boutique section, because it's insane that you even think you can mark an Athleta tank top used for $30. No, absolutely not. And it's so upsetting to me, because I used to love Goodwill. And I get it, like the resellers, Depop demons, whatever you want to call them, are going there and they're finding these things and they're buying them and selling them for so much more to get an insane profit margin. And I also don't necessarily support that. I resell my own things, but I always solely source from the Goodwill bins or my own closet, and I sell everything for $10 or under, unless it's Lululemon, then I'll sell it for like $15. And that, to me, that is ethical. I get these things for $1.29 a pound at the bins. I don't make that much money off of it, but you know what? People are getting things in their closet that they might not necessarily be able to afford brand new. And that's the reason I do it. Because I also grew up wanting nice things but not being able to afford it. So I would go and I would thrift and I would get these things for cheap at the thrift store. And everyone would be like, where did you get that? How'd you get that? And I would always say I've thrifted it. And so that's why I started my whole thing. But this is insane to me. I can't do it anymore. It's so ridiculous.
And if you guys want just clothing to wear, if you're not looking for really expensive clothing, anything like that, if you're just looking for cheap clothing to wear, she actually dropped a little bit of a hint there. There's places called the Goodwill bins. I know in Canada there's not too many of them, but in the States there's a ton of them. And you could find basically a bunch of stuff that you pay by the pound for. So you can actually get like a whole outfit for less than $2 or $3. So just a pro tip if you guys want to actually save some money. Goodwill bins, not bad. Goodwill retail stores, horrible.
Make a Goodwill makes sense to me. Why are these Lululemon shorts $3? But then when I go look at these busted Nike Pro shorts for $13, do better.
Different pricers, different brains, all going pretty insane.
I was just at the Goodwill. We all know their prices are insane. I was trying to underconsume and get jars for my makeup brushes, and I just did. But one thing I noticed is that all their SKUs on their wares are the same. So I'm not saying that somebody should like take a picture and make stickers with a Cricut, but it's not the worst idea.
Well, you're going to come up with these ideas when you keep seeing the prices go up and up and up, so I don't really blame her for thinking about that.
Serious question, how are people affording anything in 2025? I'm having surgery in 2 weeks on my neck, so I was told to get certain types of shirts so it wouldn't bother the area. I go to Goodwill. Goodwill. I'm looking at prices $9.99 for used shirts that are of no brand of value at all anywhere. Like maybe it was Target. I don't even know. I probably could go to Target and get it for like brand new for the same price at this point. I don't know. But seriously, how is it that I have just gotten priced out of a thrift store? Not only that, I cannot remember the last time I actually went out and had a meal in a restaurant. We do not order out. We don't even get pizza because we're trying to save everything for 2025 with all of my health stuff. I am so sick of my own fucking cooking. You have no idea. I'm a bad cook. And I am so freaking tired of my own food. But how do people afford to go to a restaurant, sit down, and have a meal? Like, that is a foreign concept to me at this point. And I can't remember the last time I went and saw a movie in a theater. I can't even afford to rent them on demand. I will show you what I do. This is what I do. I have an enormous DVD collection. And this is all I can afford, because I will get these at the thrift stores. Cheap as shit. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm 20 years old again and I'm living pennies to pennies and can't afford dick anymore.
You know, even DVDs are pretty expensive at the thrift store now. I think at Goodwill's, aren't they like between like $3 and $5 for a regular DVD? Again, you might as well go to the Goodwill bins because sometimes media does come out. You could find really cheap DVDs and Blu-rays. Just another pro tip.
Goodwill, what a wonderful place to shop for old retro stuff. Ooh, an old CRT monitor. I didn't even know they took these as donations anymore. How much? $189. Are you fucking shitting me?
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is actually one of the most insane price markups I've ever seen at Goodwill. Honestly, if you're going to even think about getting this, just try your luck at a yard sale at this point. That can't be that much of a secret, right? That you can find good things at yard sales. Like, why would you pay $190? I don't care if they found one eBay comp that was sold for that much. This is unacceptable for a thrift store. It gets these things for free. And look at this inflation right here. We have some yarn here originally for what? Okay, so you're getting it cheaper new on the site. And then check this out. Picture frame, Walmart $2. What are they asking for here at Goodwill? Well, Goodwill wants to charge $5. That's more than double. Here's another instance of literally inflation hitting you firsthand. As you can see there, it's got a Goodwill sticker, a new Goodwill sticker there for $5. Turn that around, and you found the old Goodwill sticker, and they were selling it back then for $1. That is Goodwill inflation in real time. It's pretty funny that someone actually caught that in person. Funny that Goodwill actually didn't even care to rip off that tag. They just kind of left it on there. Kind of funny. Maybe they have a sense of humor about it. A lot of people don't, though, because they're fed up of paying these prices in 2025. Leave your thoughts down below about this video's subject, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.